Hello there and welcome to another episode of SacTown Underground. We got an action-packed show for you today. I'm going to be one of your co-hosts, Keith Jouganatos, alongside my other co-host,
Celestial Thomas. Welcome back, guys. We have a very exciting show for you guys today. We have a guest musical star, Starr, and she is amazing, speaks to the blues in all of us.
On top of that, we've got Grant High School men's basketball point guard Stephen Richardson to talk to us about his season thus far and how it's going, as well as fitness guru Edward Manning. And also, we've got our very own Celestial to talk to us about Beer Fest and the recap of that. I can't wait to see that.
Man, that was a lot of fun. Stay tuned, guys. And earlier, Keith had the lovely pleasure of interviewing Stephen Richardson, an up-and-rising basketball star from Grant High School. Let's take a look at that.
My next guest is a vital part of the Grant High men's basketball team, another 20-win season in the books, and after a 67-60 victory over Jouganatos High last Wednesday, they take on Archbishop Reardon tonight in another leg of the Division II CIF men's basketball tournament here in the Northern California bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Stephen Richardson to SacTown Underground. Stephen, glad to have you. So, Grant High School, known primarily as a football-oriented school, but you guys recently, in the last couple of years, 5 to 6 years speaking, have really brought it home on the basketball court. How has that transformation taken its process, and what has it been like to be a part of that change?
To me, it's been good. We had to really just struggle on having them say it's a football school, so therefore we had to make a name for ourselves and go to playoffs and try to outprove the football team.
Recently, you guys have been, as you were talking about playoffs, in the hunt in a lot of these tournaments. There have been certain Grant High men's basketball players, such as Deshaun Parsons, that have come from the school and really made a name for themselves. What has it been like year by year to continuing to progress into the tournament?
It's been good because usually people like Deshaun Parsons and Cameron Oliver and all them, they haven't got this far as we did.
What have you been able to do this season that you think has elevated your game from last season?
To me, I think I've been able to score more easier than last year and just help my team get open for the open shots and stuff like that because usually I'm taller than all the other guards on the other teams.
Just talk about the impact that your parents on other players of the team have had in just getting you guys to this point. Obviously, it's a family-oriented community. Just talk about that a little bit.
Well, for me, I have friends that go to Grant right now, and they parents, grandparents, all of them went to Grant, so all the teachers know our whole family. So therefore, when we come to the games, you see everybody in the community.
Very, very, very indeed. Okay, now for you, you are a 2019 senior. You've got multiple scholarships to different colleges. Eventually, you are going to have to make a choice, and when that time comes, obviously you will be a hot commodity. How have you prepared yourself physically and mentally for the next level?
Really just getting in the weight room in the summer, putting up shots, going to trainings and workouts with NBA players and stuff like that to get ready for that.
Well, you've accomplished so much in so little time, Stephen, and many more accomplishments for you in the future.
And that was Keith Jouganatos interviewing Stephen Richardson from Grant High School. My baby brother actually just graduated 2 years ago from Grant High School. Yeah, so they have such an amazing program. They have a great academic program. They have a great sports team. So it's great to highlight somebody that can be a rising star.
Indeed as well. You know, Celestial, spring is right around the corner. Everyone's looking for tips on how to get in shape and stay active. And you actually sat down with the fitness guru, Edward Manning.
I did.
Let's take a look at that. See what tips he has for us.
Really good ones. Thank you very much, Keith. And as he mentioned, my name is Celestial from SacTown Underground. I have with me this morning Edward Manning, known to most through his social media as Ed I Am Fitness. He is a certified personal trainer and owner of Impressions Fitness. Tell us about your fitness journey. How did it begin?
My fitness journey. Now, I've been playing basketball since I was a youngin'. My dad was a basketball coach, so I had a basketball in my crib, and then I played basketball all the way up through high school, did track. It wasn't until I joined the military that I realized that I was a lot skinnier and smaller than I thought I was. I was on the other side of the world. Yeah. And then I just started enjoying working out and enjoying the benefits of working out, and then it just became a part of me.
What sets you apart from this culture?
One, I live it. So when I say I live it, what I'm saying is it is a part of me. So for instance, all my clients know I'm not a 9 to 5. I don't clock in to do this job. Like last night, I know we've had this interview this morning, but last night I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning studying intermittent fasting and its effects on cancer. So for me, it's a lot deeper. I have some personal reasons why also, some pain that I dealt with that has propelled my passion and my purpose into trying to help as many people get healthy as possible.
What do you feel truly ignites you at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, it has to be the passing of my mom, and then to further that was the passing of my brother. 2008, on the back end of my deployment, I came back, and I was living in New Jersey. My parents were both supposed to come out February 14th of the following year, but in January, my dad called and said my mom was taken to ICU. So flying back, that was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do, was walk into that ICU room and see my mom in a condition where she couldn't get up and hug me, she couldn't hold me, she couldn't talk to me.
So with Impressions Fitness, what do you feel, have you established like a mission statement for it?
No, I don't really have a mission statement. For me, it's about being the best you that you can be. The reason I picked the name Impressions is because we all give off that first impression, but that first impression doesn't have to be the lasting one. And it's the same thing with our health. A lot of times if we ignore our health will get worse, but that does not have to be the case. That does not have to be your story or your life. So you can change those things, but you have to put the effort into it. And I tell people all the time, you have to go harder at life than life is coming at you. And that's dealing with disease, sickness, anything like that. Everything I believe can be cured. I think everything can be earned, but you have to work at it.
All right, so for the audience out there, how can they connect with you?
I'm on Facebook under Edward Manning.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram as ed_IamFitness. Other than that, you can call me, you can email me, I'm everywhere.
Well, there you have it, SacTown Underground crew, and I have had such a delightful time speaking with you, Edward.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Great insight there by Edward there, Celestial, in that interview. Well done. And got some good tips from Edward there on how to stay in shape and progress your fitness levels.
Yes, and along with personal development, I think that he can be a great driving force in this community with his insight.
Well, he's on the up and up, and he's on the right track. And folks, now it's time for the portion of our show where we give you Sacramento 365, where we highlight some of the upcoming dates and events in the Sacramento region that you might be looking forward to. Take a look.
March 7th through 18th, the Book of Mormon at Community Center Theater. March 17th, 1,000 Kisses Deep, the songs of Leonard Cohen at Press Theater. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day Parade in Old Sacramento. April 1st through April 30th, Photography Month, Sacramento throughout Sacramento. April 12th through 15th, Sacramento Dog Show at Cal Expo. April 21st, Sacramento Beer and Chili Festival 2018 at Roosevelt Park. April 28th, Sac Fry Fest at Roosevelt Park. And there you have it, our community event calendar powered by Sacramento 365. I'm definitely looking forward to that Book of Mormon event. Keith, have you seen it?
I have not seen it. It's a bucket list, but I've heard great things about it.
Me too. I'm so excited. Well, I'm going to toss it over to Keith here, who is going to be speaking to you about the controversy happening here with LeBron James.
Thank you, Celestial. We begin with Shut Up and Dribble. That's what Fox anchor Laura Ingraham told LeBron James to do after he got in the back seat of a car with Kevin Durant and Kerry Champion driving the wheel. In that interview, LeBron James discussed that America is one of the greatest countries in the entire world, but its leadership and its lack of thereof is polluting it. Shut up and dribble. Isn't that funny? Laura Ingraham did not like what LeBron James had to say, and instead of approaching it in a mature manner, she told him to shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble. LeBron James has lived a life that few could ever hope to survive. Grew up without a father. Was homeless for much of his life. Barely woke up with any food sometimes. Mom was a drug addict, couldn't keep him. So he bounced around from home to home. He rose to the occasion. Became one of the greatest success stories in NBA history. One of the greatest sports success stories in history if you want to get technical. But Laura Ingraham didn't want to talk about that. So she told him to shut up and dribble. shut up and dribble. Isn't it funny? LeBron James is one of the most intellectual and smart-minded people the NBA has had to offer in the recent years. But Laura Ingraham didn't care about that, so she told him to shut up and dribble. Many people have problems with leadership in this country, and instead of trying to work through them and talking it out, we're told to shut up and dribble. Sports people have every right to talk about what they feel is and is correct or is not correct in this society right now. But no one wants to hear about that, so they tell us to shut up and dribble. Your president mocks disabled people. He makes everyone think that every Mexican that comes across the border illegally is a gangster or is selling drugs. He berates women, and on multiple occasions on live audio, he's talked about fondling women inappropriately. But you don't want to hear about that. And you don't want to hear about us complaining about it. So you tell all of us to shut up and dribble. In this society, no one can have an opinion but the right. And as a result of that, they tell all of us to shut up and dribble. Laura Ingraham was closed-minded in her comments about LeBron James, and she tried to make him look stupid, like a normal everyday jock who doesn't know how to spell cat or the equation of 2 + 2. So she told him to shut up and dribble. LeBron James is a role model for many young kids, not even in the basketball context, but in the social context. A kid who rose to the occasion, came from nothing, and made something out of himself. He sends numerous kids in the state of Ohio to college every single year. He donates money, time, and resources to helping people every day of his life. But Laura Ingraham failed to mention that, so all she could tell him to do was shut up and dribble. But the ironic thing is that LeBron James got farther in life dribbling a basketball than Laura Ingraham ever could by making closed-minded and racial insensitive comments. Sometimes you just got to shut up and dribble. And that's the sports section for today. I'm Keith Jouganatos, and I hope you have a happy month of March and a happy month of April.
Thank you very much, Keith, for that very impassioned speech. You know, with the controversy that we have that goes along with all of this negativity, I feel the only way that we can combat it is through our own sense of character, and hopefully righteousness and good-naturedness can lead the way.
Indeed.
All right, guys, on a lighter note, we had a very fantastic opportunity to participate on Fashion and Film of 2018 here in Sacramento. It highlighted some of the best designers that we have, and it was just an amazing experience. Let's take a look at some of that footage. Fashion and Film was so much fun. Did you see James' head just capture Black Panther in all of his pieces? It was just a rare and very great opportunity to see.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. One of the most highly anticipated events in all of Sacramento's calendar year is Capital Beer Fest. And luckily for us, Celestial was out there interviewing some of the attendees and got some really great footage of the great time that was there at Capital Beer Fest. Let's take a look.
The weather report promised rain, but upon entering the scene to the 8th annual Sacramento Beer Festival, the staff of over 400 volunteers, 125 brewers, and 20 food trucks were unfazed as they rushed to prepare for their 7,000 patrons anticipated for the day. I walked around talking to local vendors like Device Brewing Company, who paid homage to the West Coast by brewing beers that accentuated flavors specific to our region. Their English Double IPA won Most Unique Brew amongst our Sacramento underground crew. It was a wonderful balance of danky, floral, and fruity notes. We also got to speak to the Jack Rabbit Brewing Company, who despite their young age of 8 years old, allowed us to sample their amazing stouts that permitted us the taste of Europe without the flight plans. The sounds of live music granted to us by the extremely rockalicious band Humble Wolf set the tone of the scene as people rushed their way in to participate. What many don't know is that, despite the fact that beer and great food is enough to draw a crowd, the event was inspired by a deeper story, the story of a young boy named Rhett Sievers. Parents Beth and Randy Sievers welcomed Rhett into the world on February 7, 1997. Only to find that 4 months later, their newborn child was diagnosed with severe cerebral palsy. After 7 years of loving and devoted care, Rhett Sievers passed away in their home on March 13, 2004. A year later, a friend introduced Rhett's mother, Beth, to running, and she entered the first annual Sham Rockin' Marathon. Hence, the Running for Rhett Foundation was born on December 7, 2007. I had the great opportunity to speak to Brandon Sievers, who was Rhett's older brother. Their purpose was to engage their community in fitness and moving, and have been the sole sponsors to events like this.
And it's great to see everyone that was at Capital Beer Fest have an amazing time. Can't wait to go back next year. Hopefully I'll be able to attend next year, Celestial. Our next guest is a wellness coach. He is specially specified in just an ability to enlighten your day and your spirits. He is Mel Martin. Can't wait to see what he has to say. Let's take a look.
When it comes to the physical fitness part of your workout program, all you need to do is meet yourself at your current fitness level. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or an advanced person. Everybody's got a starting point. If you don't know how to do it, just ask. You can contact me or look it up on YouTube, or just contact any coach. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you. Make sure that you have a good balanced workout program that's going to have strength training to strengthen all the muscles in your body to help you burn maximum body fat, and also a good conditioning program that's a meditative cardiovascular program such as walking, running, yoga, anything that really helps you kind of relax your mind and your heart and your body all together. And that way you can really connect with yourself. Those two things work great hand in hand. When it comes to fueling your body, the very first thing you need to do when you improve your nutritional program is really find out and ask yourself, what is my relationship with food? Why do I eat the way I eat? What is my history with it? I myself have suffered from anxiety a long time ago, so I'm a bit of an emotional eater. I eat my emotions. And under stress, that happens to me. Not so much anymore, but if you're that type of person, if you have anxiety, which means you overcare about certain things, or you're more in the depression state where you little to no care about certain things, then your relationship with food is going to be a little bit different. You may also be a functional eater where it doesn't matter to you. You can be very disciplined and just eat accordingly to your goals. But regardless, make sure you find out what kind of an eater you are. And if you're going to follow a nutrition plan, just pick one. Some of them are short-lived, some of them are long-term, but they all work. That's why they're published. They're all designed with you in mind of actually following it from beginning to end. All right, so just find a nutritional plan that works for you. I love the Mediterranean nutritional plan because it's got a lot of great healthy oils and fats and fresh vegetables. Paleo is another really good one. Keto is another one that might work. A little short-lived, but it may not work long-term. But if you're looking for fat loss, that's one way of doing it. Weight Watchers is a really good one too. Just find one that works for you, that's comfortable for you, that's easy to follow consistently, short and long-term, and you'll be fine.
And thank you very much, Mel, for your insight. You promote that it's never too late to love yourself and to care for yourself. Preventative medicine is definitely something that we need to incorporate into our culture. So We are going to finish off this show with Keith Jouganatos, who will be interviewing our musical guest today, Starr, who sings the blues to us. I'm excited to hear them. Keith, take it away.
Our next guests here are a Northern California blues band. They just released their 4th original piece called I Always Turn the Blues On with 12 regular tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to SacTown Underground, Starr and the Blues Rocket. Val, good to have you guys here.
Thanks for having me. We're very excited. My band, the Blues Rocket.
Before we start the interview, let's just go around. I'll give you the mic real quick, and you just one by one name off the members of your band and just tell them what they do on the band.
Sure, I'm not sure if I remember all their names, but just kidding. Over here on the lead guitar, Mr. Frankie Soul. Drums, you know something. Okay. Paul Farman on drums. We've got my partner in crime here, Mr. John Ellis on bass. We've got two Frankies in the band, Frankie Muntz over there on the harmonica, and tickling the ivories over here, Mr. Gordon Groff.
Awesome, awesome indeed. You know, I was doing some studying up on you, and you said you'd played hard rock your whole life, but you said you never found true love until you found the blues, and I found that ironic because a lot of people go to the blues to express sadness, express their darkest secrets. Why did you fall such in love with the blues? What was it about the genre that just really caught your eye?
Well, my husband started to moonlight at a blues jam. I was like, what's going on? And I started going to the blues, and I just kind of found my voice. I found what was me, my own voice. I always like covered songs like Heart and Pat Benatar. And when I started listening to the blues, I found my own voice. So it resonated with me.
That's great. That's great. This last original piece that you put out called I Always Turn the Blues On was actually sort of a home project. You guys shot it out of a home, and then you guys actually would go to the car to listen to the tracks. And you mentioned your husband, John, who you called your bass player for life. What was it about this album in general that you really thought, you wanted to make it just a homebody experience? Because a lot of bands, they go to the recording studio, they pay for, recording time, but you guys shot this out of your home. What was it about the experience that you think really resonated with this piece?
Yeah, well, we went from total analog kids to digital, so we invested in a studio. We got on Pro Tools and started to make it happen. The blues is home. The blues is people and experiences in life. And, doing it at home, it seemed to make sense, and we had a great time doing it. We did run out to the car, mixed, listened, ran back. Those are my, reference speakers in the car, just like everybody, right?
Yes, indeed. All right, well, without further ado, we're going to let you guys play a little something for us here. If you can, just tell us the names of these songs. What are you guys going to play for us today?
We'll start off with a title track called I Always Turn the Blues On. And the second track I just actually wrote. It's a remake of a classic blues song called Big Boss Man. And I wrote the words that are kind of relevant to today, #MeToo. So it's a fun song. Hope you enjoy it.
All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to get out of your way. I'm going to give you the staff here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big SacTown Underground welcome to Starr and the Blues Rocket. Take it away, Val.
Thank you so much. All right, boys, you ready? Turn the blues on when I'm feeling low. Yeah, I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling low. I get lost inside the shuffle. It's my favorite place to go. I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling down. I said I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling down. I get lost inside the shuffle when there's no one else around. satisfies my soul. There is no other music that makes my body whole. I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling love. I get lost inside the shuffle. It's my favorite place to go. I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling sad. Yeah, I said I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling sad. But I haven't had to suffer like my blues brothers have. Yeah, I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling it. They make me feel much better. The blues always will. There is no other music that satisfies my soul. There is no other music that makes my body whole. I always turn the blues on when I'm feeling low. I get lost inside the shuffle. It's my favorite place to go.